Welcome to Drinking Bro Sports Tailgate Legend Show.
You're like fluffing yourself up for that. Like, it's like a dog getting ready to puke.
That's what this show's all about. Verbal vomit.
Yeah, pretty much.
From two retards. Just kidding.
Starting off hot, baby.
Starting off hot. This is the Tailgate Legend Show. Boss and Joe and Eric Tansey. We are just trying to get through the summer. Trying to get through these Olympics.
Don't rush it, though.
I'm rushing it, baby. I'm over hot boy summer. White boy summer, whatever this is, I'm ready to get into the tailgates. I'm ready to get into the thick of things with the food and the grilling and the people. And I swear to God, if there's another fucking COVID lockdown, I'm going full rebellion, anarchy, not doing it. I'm fucking tailgating this year. Come get me, bro.
I mean, there are a lot of people remasking. You know that we're not one of those
dude, I
people.
went to Lowe's. It was covered in mask. Fuck it. I'm not doing it.
You've abandoned Food Lion, haven't you?
Yeah, because I'm rich now.
You rich.
Your obedience is disgusting. Rage against the machine. Come on, guys. Or I'm not doing this again. We're not shutting down. We're not killing small businesses across the country doing this again. I'm just not going to have it. But anyway, so we're back live from the couch.
Mm-hmm. We've been doing some couch shows.
We've had to. I mean, there's no tailgating. There's nothing to go. We've got a nice tailgate coming up with the Clemson Georgia game. So hopefully you guys will meet us in Charlotte for that. We're going to rage. I'm going to be so drunk.
I hope so.
Fatter than I am right now because I'm just going to eat all the tailgate foods.
Is that even possible? I'm just kidding.
Oh, you guys will have more fun because I won't be there.
Oh, that's not
to
true.
rein you in. You're just gonna have a blast.
Yeah, there'll be nobody there to.
Nah.
Well, who
highest
is?
ratings ever?
I've got a surprise.
Coming?
I got a surprise for Boss and Joe that day.
I know, but I'm not telling.
You know?
Yep.
We all know that I know sports, and I was able.
That's another reason I'm not allowed to go.
I got all sportsy with this one for you, brother.
The speculation. You know what though? I'm going to stay humble, have very low expectations. That way, hopefully, I can be super excited.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
Well, speaking of being blessed, let me just get it out of the way now because I know you're going to roll your eyes hard. But today's a very special day in history.
Don't know.
The GOAT's birthday. That's right. That's why I'm rocking the shirt, baby. Free Brady. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.'s birthday today. He's 44 years old.
What was it that Mark Wahlberg just got in trouble for saying?
It was Matt Damon.
Oh, Matt Damon.
Some other Boston guy. But also, someone else very special to me's birthday. James Hetfield of Metallica. So, pretty cool day.
Okay.
And I know that with time traveling, you're watching this on Friday, we're recording it Tuesday, so just bear with me here. But yeah, some very special California kids' birthdays. They're from kind of the same area, Bay Area.
The Bay Area.
Some call it the...
why would you ask me a question?
Because I wanted you to say gay area because I thought you were going to do it, but...
Oh, I don't know.
You wanted to, though. You thought about it.
I didn't know. I really didn't know.
Well, talking about... You brought up Matt Damon, so I thought you didn't want to talk about it, but that's okay.
Damon.
You know, he's the one... You ever see Eurotrip?
Damon. Yeah.
He's the one who sang Scotty Doesn't Know.
Yeah, I know.
How fucking random is that,
It's pretty funny, though, and he does a really good job.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's hilarious.
That's
the ultimate get cucked moment in the movie, too, right?
I love that movie. Well, today we're going to be talking about mushrooms, drugs, the Olympics and drugs. And so I thought since we're tailgating, we're going to talk a lot about drugs today. Which Simone Biles, there's a little drug thing there going on.
There is. I would definitely like to talk about that.
We'll talk about that. So today I did stuffed mushrooms. So these are mushrooms just stuffed with a whole bunch of cheese.
You love getting
and some
stuffed.
Italian herbs. And it's really easy. So if you're doing a tailgate, if you want a quick tailgate hack, get you some portobello mushrooms, gut them out.
Wait, these aren't psilocybin?
No, not today, baby. Maybe.
we're microdosing.
We'll see. This might be a really good show. I just picked these up out of the yard. I have no idea what they are. But for your safety at home, use portobello mushrooms. Cut those things in half, gut them out, and then stuff them full of cheese and some Italian herbs. Same shit you would put on spaghetti. And I don't know about you. I know that Noel over there is a real foodie. He's a real pretentious asshole. What do you think about those mushrooms over there stuffed full of random cheese?
They're not your favorite kind
Italian
of mushrooms,
herbs.
though, huh?
I've already eaten two. They're fantastic.
Yeah, it's so easy, right?
Oh, we're already digging in, huh?
I am. Oh my God, it's so juicy.
I'm giving it like 20 minutes and seeing what happens.
But actually, you can get these pre-stuffed too at like Aldi or Lidl if you have one of those in your area.
I like to do the stuffing myself. Listen, I got to tone it back. My mother was very upset with me about last episode. She learned some stuff about me she didn't already know.
Oh, about your cucking situations?
And about my getting fired situation.
Oh, she didn't know you got fired for fucking?
No.
You're so sleazy.
It's because I had a girlfriend at the time. But anyway,
Oh, yeah.
moving on very quickly.
Man.
And she also had a boyfriend. And she also had a boyfriend. But anyway, moving on to...
Did she really?
So Simone Biles is back.
You moved on from that real quick.
Anyway, sorry. Except I'm not. That's a get cucked moment too. What's up?
You were the cuckold? Do you watch her fuck her boyfriend?
No, but we don't have to get back into this. We're not getting back into this.
Why? I'm all in.
I don't get cucked. I do the cucking. Remember?
I mean, I think
I'm just kidding. Anyway, Simone Biles. Simone Biles is back, and she's back in bronze, baby. She went back on that balance beam. There's lots of B's in there. And she got the bronze on the balance beam.
Really? Is that the first time
Bronze
she's ever gotten
Biles
bronze?
on the balance beam. Try saying that 10 times
That
fast.
needs to be a shirt.
But yeah, so
Has she ever gotten bronze before?
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. I know she's super decorated. I know she's arguably the greatest at her sport.
Which is arguably one of the hardest sports out there. So maybe she's...
You know, the thing with that is, it's tough. I'm not arguing how tough it is. I could never do any of that, no matter how hard I tried. But it's kind of fucked up the way that these Olympic trainers do this. I mean, that's why they're all so small, is because they're like pumping shit in them, and they're what's the word? I can't think of the word. I'm having a brain fire here. But they're holding back their ability to grow, stunting their growth. Why couldn't I think of that? I don't know. But that's what they're doing. That's why she's so she's like 4'10", which Hot Bob apparently ran into her. I don't know if you saw that on the recap show and didn't recognize her at first, which is kind of funny. But she apparently has ADD or ADHD, which one could argue everybody does.
In the country does.
And it's super easy to get that prescribed. I was prescribed Adderall. At a point in my life, it was very easy to get, almost too easy. Thank
you, Big Pharma from early 90s ADHD run on there.
Yep. I guess her prescription was Ritalin, which I don't know if this is like a HIPAA thing. Why do we all know what she's prescribed? But anyway, she wasn't allowed to.
HIPAA doesn't exist anymore. You can ask
I guess
people
not,
about
right?
their vaccines.
Are you vaccinated? Show your papers.
Yeah.
But she was prescribed Ritalin, and anyone who takes Ritalin or Concerta or Adderall, Vyvanse, any of those ADD medications knows that it affects you. You feel the difference, whether you have ADD or you do it recreationally or not, or somewhere in between, right? It definitely makes a difference. It changes your mood. It changes your focus, especially if she really, really fucking needs it, right? And then they kind of take it away. Now, with most professional sports, you can't take that at all. In baseball and in football, I remember Brandon Browner and even Aqib Talib, our buddy that we met in Dallas that time.
Old Aqib
got bopped for taking Adderall because they deemed it a performance-enhancing drug. I don't know if they were prescribed or not, but the NFL wouldn't allow it. So now, for whatever reason, Tokyo doesn't recognize it, and Japan is like, nah, you can't take it. So I'm sure that played a factor. And you know, her whole thing, because I know from experience on taking Adderall when I did, you know, a few years back now, I was a moody bitch anyway at that point in my life, but I was like full on mood swings. The come down from the Adderall. I mean, when you get that sort of high in energy, it's like a caffeine pill in a lot of ways. It's like coffee on steroids. And then that come down, I was a fucking irritable, miserable bitch. So part of it was me just being a fucking asshole, but part of it was the mood swings that would sort of produce. So, you know, when she was talking mental health, some people are like, oh, stop being a bitch, stop being a pussy. But that definitely, you have a chemical imbalance in your brain if you're going up and down from Adderall and not taking it and taking it. Now she's not taking it. So I kind of understand where she's coming from even more. But then all of a sudden she came back. So I'm a little confused. But hey, she persevered through, I guess, and went and got another medal to add to the trophy case. So.
Well, you know, I at some point you got to let people walk their own walks in this life, and you can't judge them. Like I can't even imagine being somebody like her that's so watched by a whole bunch of people who have no idea what the fuck they're talking
Especially from
about.
a young age.
Or why they care so much about what this girl's doing, and what makes you think that you're so bored in life that you need to get on the social media webs and talk shit about
She's
this person
24 years old.
that you don't know, a 24-year-old girl.
And she's been in the spotlight as long as
Forever.
at least
Forever.
last Olympics. So she was like 19, 20 years old.
I mean, I find it all very strange. I find the whole time period in this world that we're living in right now, I find it all very strange.
The end days.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah, at least we're around to see the end, see how it all wraps up.
I'm
right?
curious.
One way to see it. We're living in the book of Revelation.
But as long as I can go out in a ghost bed, as long as I can go
That
out
would
in
be
a
the way
ghost
to
bed,
go, right?
I put it the 15 massage modes, the adjustable base. I just set the base right up into the position that I want it to be in. A little zero gravity, maybe.
It would be on your back, right?
No,
So you wouldn't look so fat.
no, I don't mind. If we're going out, I don't mind going out looking fat.
Well, better not go out now.
But I'll tell you what, I'll sit there on that ghost bed and I'll know that I'm going out with 101 nights that I'm able to just test that bad boy out.
And if, it is the end of the world and we are in the end days and you're laying on your ghost bed, you might as well relax a little bit more with that Kill Cliff CBD, huh?
Oh, that's right, because the show is also brought to you by Kill Cliff.
As always.
CBD. Dude, I would go out on some Flamin' Joe, singing it. Flamin' Joe, Flamin' Joe.
We got a little bit better on the harmonies there. Not really, but
Oh, some good old
Trying.
Kill Cliff. KILLCLIFF.
Well, how would you get 30% off if you were at the Kill Cliff website? Oh, yeah, that's right. Use promo code Drinkin' Bros, motherfucker. Always. Always. But Simone Biles probably could have used some Kill Cliff CBD throughout this whole process because like we were just saying, I mean, to be that young and be in the spotlight and then have people criticizing you because it's like everyone just stop for a second. The Charlie Kirks of the world who's, fuck it, he's a cunt. And he's just trying to grandstand for his side, which is what we were actually talking about before the show started. Tribalism at its finest, just taking a hard stance to get people talking about it, talking about how it's un-American and this and that. He's a bitch. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. And it's not because he can't do a back handspring like Simone Biles, but it's just like, dude, I'm willing to bet at some point in your life when you were 20 or 24, you just wanted to be like, fuck this. I don't want to do this shit right now. And if someone was watching you your whole life and then able to criticize you and on a big stage and call you un-American and call you all these names, I bet you wouldn't go quietly into that. I am surprised Simone Biles isn't fighting back a little bit. Good for her. I'm sure her camp is probably like, well, just lay low a little bit. Just do your thing and don't speak up anymore. Let them forget about it. Because as we know, in today's society, the news cycle is very quick. And once the Olympics is over, nobody's going to care about Simone Biles bowing out and coming back.
And I've always appreciated about Simone Biles is that I don't think that she's as cloutful or she uses the stage like some of the other women, like the female soccer player.
Oh, the SJW women's team that just lost to Canada?
Yeah, Mr.
Canada?
Whatever her name is.
Oh, Canada.
But everything she does, or he does, whatever the fuck.
Rapinoe?
Yeah, she's Mr. Rapinoe.
Mister?
I think she's Mr.
I think her
Rapinoe.
pronouns are she and her and they.
Is it? I thought on
No,
Instagram she was Mr. Rapinoe.
Is it really Mister?
I'm gonna
That seems like
double
toxic
check.
masculinity to me.
I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna look it up really fast.
Well,
but
they're out, and they didn't look good. And they talked about it in the wrap-up show too, which I'm sure all the drinking bros out there watching listen to that. They do look old. They're washed up and has-beens, and some call it poetic justice and karma. I think they just got beat because they were doing the same shit last Olympics and they won gold. So really, is that karma?
how would you spell her name?
I don't fucking know. You can't find her?
No.
Just don't even bother. She's a fucking... I think she identifies as a woman. Okay. Let's just...
Well, I wanna
let's
look it up
assume
now.
real quick.
There it is. Yeah, it's Mr. Rep. Yeah, M-R... Oh, Megan Rapinoe. That's what the M is. It's not a Mr.
We just saw light dawn on Marblehead right there
shit.
live on YouTube. And if you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and hammer that like button or mushroom tap it. Because, we got a theme here of mushies. And if you want to mushroom tap the like button, you can.
Grief, dude, she's a train wreck.
Stop getting distracted with Mr. Apino, you dummy. Did you see the guy?
Mr. Rapinoe.
Did you see the guy?
Ew.
The guy from Britain who was sitting up in the stands knitting?
Gross. Oh, I get it. Good God. Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof.
She has a girlfriend? Oh, she is gay.
Yeah,
wasn't
she's
sure.
definitely got a girlfriend, but dude, she's, I don't know, not a very pretty human being.
Anyway.
I mean, not that I am, but
Anyway,
Jesus.
did you see the guy from Britain, though? He was up in the stands knitting. Did you see that?
That's so British.
Most British thing.
That's so fucking
had some
British.
tea and crumpets, too.
Not
while
me
he was
get some tea while
So-
I croquet.
But he was waiting for his turn to compete. So it made me want to ask you, what's the weirdest thing you have done or you've seen other cops do in their cruiser while they're passing the time?
So, right, masturbating in front of the Adam and Eve sign. Just kidding.
That's all it takes for you?
No, but like when you're in the van with the SWAT team, they always do like this, all right, boys, 30 seconds out. And then everybody gets dead silent and they don't speak. And then they go, all right, hands in. And then they say something and they'll go, huh, huh, huh. And they go out the back of the van and do their hit. I always thought that was kind of cool.
That's like...
It's a lot cooler than it sounds.
Yeah, it sounds like a fucking toxic masculinity. Yeah, that's
it
fine.
is.
It's a bunch of macho fucking...
You should hear what they say on that fucking van. It's ridiculous.
Do you get a half chub?
Oh, good. They're all
fully
farting.
Not even half mask.
I mean, before if we were doing a raid in Afghanistan or we were doing like a cordon and search or, a movement to contact or something that like you needed to be kind of pumped up for, I just put Alanis Morissette in my Bose headphones with my anti-skip
jagged little
CD
pill,
player,
baby,
and just kind of mellowed out to that.
I just wish that when they do make the Eric Tansey video or the Eric Tansey movie, I should say, and Marky Mark's playing Eric Tansey in this flashback of you in fucking Afghanistan and just
it would be. Isn't it ironic? It wouldn't even. It would be. That would be the one.
Yes, and that's all you hear, and it's just. Like people, like all these terrorists just getting smoked by Tansey on the fucking gun, and it's just
because that's what war's like.
It's like rain
on your wedding day. Yeah, that would be actually fucking. Let's make this, Ross. You got to listen to this one. We got to make that movie. Ross likes to make movies. Let's fucking do it.
Because the love that we made wasn't able to make it enough for me to be.
So seriously,
there's no fucking way she will give us the rights to the music, though.
No, she's tough.
Think she's gonna go for that?
No.
You know what? She's not a very pretty person either. I saw her on Sex and the City, and she was making out with Sarah Jessica Parker, who's also not very pretty.
But still, I mean, again,
that might have been one of the ugliest lesbian scenes I've ever seen in my life.
Really? I don't know. You ever seen Not Another Teen Movie with a hot chick and that old grandma lady? They're like recreating, I think, Cruel Intentions.
I love Cruel Intentions.
But really, Alanis Morissette had a makeout scene with Sarah Jessica Parker. I never watched Sex and the City.
Sex and the City.
She was on Weeds, too. She was kind of cute on Weeds. You ever watch Weeds?
No.
So I want to go back to this waiting in the cruiser while you're bored thing. You've never thought about masturbating in your cruiser?
No, actually, the police uniform to me was like an anti-boner.
Yeah, you've talked about it.
So
the handcuffs and everything.
Dude,
do you think? I'm sure cops. If we looked it up, cops have definitely gotten in trouble.
Actually, I have a recording on my phone. This one Raleigh police officer was so what we call is hot miking, and your microphone is on your hip, and when you sit down in your car, sometimes the seatbelt buckle or mechanism can click on your radio, and you'll be hot miking, and so the whole city can hear you. But nobody can get out to you because your mic is keyed. And so I got this text on my phone. I got it like maybe 2 months ago. And all you hear is, yeah. Step brother. They're like, Raleigh to 525, hot mic, Raleigh to 525. Oh, yeah. Oh, give it to me, daddy. Not Boston Joe's daddy. Because he's not around. And then they're like Raleigh 525. Oh. And then finally he was like, ooh. And so they called him into internal affairs, and he was like, he came up with some bullshit that like it was his kids crying in the background of his phone. But like I've listened to it. Like we can. Do you think we could like upload that audio into here?
Oh sure, if you got it.
Oh, I fucking have it. Of course I have it.
Oh wow.
We'll pump it. Yeah. Oh yeah, daddy.
See how close he was to recreating it right there. Well, hot mics are a thing, especially in sports broadcasting.
Oh yeah. Oh daddy. I'd be a good porn star.
One could argue that you already are. But hot mics have been a thing. Sports broadcasting, Tom Brenneman, I believe his name is. THOM type Tom. But he was caught on a hot mic.
Oh yeah.
talking about Kansas City, saying the word that Matt Damon got in trouble for using, the F word, the other F word.
Dude, no, I'm going to fucking say it because you can say the word faggot. It's not like off the fucking hoof. So we don't have to be children. I mean, it's not like you're calling somebody that. Like, the word's not like a fucking off limits word. All right, like we're not fucking.
I thought
like,
it was.
I will give society one word, and that was because of slavery and because of like the massive fuck up that all that was back then. I'll give it to the slaves. Shit, I'd give the Indians one too. If the Indians wanted a word, I'd give them a fucking word. Gay people didn't go through the same shit. Yeah, they went through some tough times. We've all gone through some tough times. I'll give you one fucking word that's off limits, and that's it. And I even think that's borderline childish. Like saying the N word. Like if you're using it in an educational context, just fucking say the word. We say it in court. Like if I got up there and read a court testimony and said N word, the judge would be like, you need to go ahead and read that word out, son. You know what I mean? So like, let's all grow a pair, grow the fuck up. It's not like it's not offensive to talk about it in an educational way. Yes. So Matt Damon said faggot. He used faggot like every other fucking teenager in the whole world, just like your mom and dad used the N word because it wasn't bad at one point in life and they fucking use it. Does it make them racist? Does it make them pieces of shit? No, because you know what? When I was in the 8th grade and I was using the word faggot, and full transparency, I used it a lot. I didn't even know two dudes could fuck each other in the ass in the early 90s. It just didn't exist in middle school. So when I said faggot, it meant like jerk, idiot, retard, stupid, fucker, motherfucker. If I call you a motherfucker, do I think that you really go around fucking mothers? That would be like not even an insult. I wouldn't mind being the kid that goes around and fucks mothers. Like, yes, that's me. I am the motherfucker.
I mean,
like the mother of all fuckers.
It's a whole channel on YouPorn.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Yeah, it is. Shout out to Brandy Love.
So anyway, yes, Matt Damon used the word faggot, and then he got canceled for it. There you go.
Well,
continue on.
The whole thing with that
he didn't
story,
even get canceled. I don't even think anybody gave a fuck.
He won't. He's fine. But to me, that part of it is whatever to me. It's that what he said was, well, my daughter wrote a very thoughtful essay to me.
Well, sure. Like your children can touch you and
Wait a second.
That was weird.
Save that clip.
But children. Like, you know, like if I had a daughter and she wanted me to stop using a certain word, shit, dude, I might be tempted to.
But if she wrote a fucking letter, that just sounds manufactured. That sounds like a guy lying when he's testifying about a fake insurrection or some shit like that, because it just doesn't make sense to me.
I believe that there was an insurrection, 100%. I believe that there was.
Is it technically an insurrection?
No, because there wasn't any guns and like nobody fucking really.
But maybe you'll talk about that more Friday morning on Failure to Stop. Go check that out and hammer the like button.
That is what that episode's all about. And there's some crazy.
But my point is it's just pretentious bullshit that I don't believe happened when he's like, oh, my daughter wrote this essay and gave me a different perspective. His daughter sounds like a pretentious little bitch then. Seriously, are you kidding me? Wrote an essay? If fucking one of your kids didn't like something you said and he wrote you a letter and he's like, dear papa.
Yes, I would, because have you seen how retarded my children are? Like if they wrote anything articulate and nice and sweet, I would be like, fuck.
I would be like, bitch, why couldn't you just say it to my face? Why'd you have to write me like, I'm writing you
you
my
don't
quill
have kids.
pen.
You don't have a daughter. You don't know
He
these
just
things.
called his daughter bitch. Clearly he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't have kids.
Am I going to get in trouble for that? All right, she's not a bitch, whatever.
But you don't have kids, so like when you do have kids and they actually do something that impresses you because they do things that just fucking annoy you more than anything.
That's impressive to write a thoughtful essay on why you can't use the gay.
I mean, they're not sticking they're not sticking a fork in the electrical socket. Yeah, I'm game in. Let my kids write me a thoughtful essay instead of fucking knocking the coffee cup over every morning. Let them write me a thoughtful essay instead of fucking getting spaghetti on their church clothes before Sunday. Let them write me a fucking essay before they smear shit all over the wall and finger paint.
Let them write an essay about how they're just going to stop fucking with each other.
Yes, stop fucking with me. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to see another one of your fucking retarded paintings. Write me an essay about not saying the word retard.
You said all the fucking words here.
Write me an essay, Dad. I feel bad when you use the word retard because it reminds me
it's
of
like
my
what
little
Michael
brother.
Scott said, though, right? He's like, you don't call someone who is retarded a retard. You call your friends retarded when they're acting retarded.
Yeah, but I don't think that there are like I don't believe in retarded people. Like people have mental illnesses or people have like physical like deformities and stuff, but that's not like that word's not used for that. Like we say spina bifida or we say fucking ADHD or we say autism or we say like there's things that they're called. They're not called that word. That word doesn't apply to them. That's not what that word means. Retard means like you're retarding something. Like it's more of a verb.
This has been very educational. Thank you for teaching me about words.
It's funny to me because like
it's like, can we not say somebody's? You can't even say, are you crazy? Why are you acting crazy?
Right.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
Like that could be offensive.
Somebody's got some serious mental illnesses going on, but we still use the word crazy.
Well, sticks and stones has
like we can't just sit here and pick and choose words out of the language that hurt our feelings. I'm not doing that. Like when I was in Afghanistan, I was talking to an interpreter one time, and I was yelling at a guy, and I was like, "You tell that motherfucker, this, that, and third, blase, blase." If you ever work the streets, you know what that means. He talking this, that, the third, blase, blase.
I have not worked the streets.
Oh, well, you'll hear
I would
that
say that your mom has, because that's something you'd say to me, but I'm not that kind of guy.
There it is. Yeah. No, that was well played. That was well played. But the interpreter looked at me. He's like, yo, slow down. You're using a lot of words that we don't have. And I was like, dude, whatever the fucking worst words you have, you call him that and then tell him he needs to do X, Y, and Z. And he's like, why do you have words that you can't say in your language? And I said, you third world motherfucker.
Because it's land of the free, baby.
Because I'm because
we have the First Amendment.
It's the land of the free, but we can't use words.
We have the First Amendment for that.
God, dude, it's so immature to me to think that there are words out there that you can't say. Like, what the fuck's gonna happen if you say these words? Other than like a lot of people are gonna get butthurt over it. It's not like the fucking grounds open up and Spawn rises from the underbellies of the world and
Spawn. That's a weird reference. Well, anyway,
I'm trying to think of like the worst case scenario.
How about Lucifer himself?
Sure.
Ties in with the ends of days.
The new Ghostbusters is coming out and that looks dope as fuck.
I don't know. I'm over Ghostbusters. I saw the first one.
This is the kids.
I'm like,
this is their kids, their grandkids.
I'm over it. Are they doing the all female cast again?
No, I think they're doing this to make up for the female cast when they bombed.
Oh, why? Why did it bomb? Oh, because wokeness doesn't always work. Interesting. Ask the female women soccer players. Know who's not down with wokeness? Our new buddies, the Hodge twins.
Oh, we got to meet them.
How cool was that?
They gave me a white privilege card.
Yep, they gave me one too.
Not sure if that was an insult or if that was a genuine gift, but
they were cool dudes, though. It was really cool to meet those guys.
I tried to so they gave me a whole stack of white privilege cards and race cards. They're like little credit cards, right? And it says like, this is your white privilege card. It's really funny.
Wallet.
It's like satirical or whatever. So I have a stack of these. Well, I tried to give it to this guy in Lowe's and his wife is like, honey, do not take that from him. He was like, why? I'm going to put it in my wallet. She's like, no, you're not. You are not going to take that.
The whipped little bitch.
Shut the fuck up. Go put your mask on.
Yeah, get cucked, you little fucking bitch.
No, I get it. Like,
happy wife, happy life. Ooh.
It's just people get so scared. Like nobody has well, I wouldn't say nobody because there's a lot of people that do, but like we're losing our balls, man.
We've
Nobody
been
wants to
castrated as Americans.
Yeah,
the pussification of America. It started with participation
I saw
trophies.
something on Twitter about somebody talking about like praising Saudi Arabia and like how like much further they're coming, they're progressing. I'm like, do you know what happens in Saudi Arabia?
Nope.
Like, do you fucking know like if you get caught if you come into the country drunk, you get flogged, and you can ask my buddy about getting flogged coming into the country drunk.
Flogged
like,
on Molly.
You can't even get there having drank on the plane. Getting off the plane, going into customs, if they find out that you're drunk at customs, you get flogged. He was in prison for 3 weeks and then flogged in the public square.
What exactly is flogged?
Like they take a fucking cane, like a bamboo stick, essentially. It's got a little flex to it. They tie you to a pole, take your shirt off, and they whack the fuck out of you with it.
Huh. That seems cruel and unusual.
Flogging's not what you do with your dick.
I don't know.
Shit.
I was gonna. No, I was thinking you were gonna shove it up your ass. That's what it sounded like to me. Like flog it. When I hear flog, I think flog it. Right up inside there.
Flog it. Is that a bad word?
It's too close. You're going to have to bleep that out.
Can we say flog it? He's a flog it. Just sticking flog poles right up the old beehole.
Listen.
Let's get back on track. What do we have next?
We've gone completely.
What do we have next?
Well,
Jared Taylor.
Well, yes. Since we already ate our mushrooms and they're obviously starting to kick in now. As all the drinking bros know, and I'm sure all the drinking bros have already listened to the episode, like I have now twice, because I was fascinated with...
I couldn't find it. Did they take it down?
No, it wasn't on... Well, it's not on YouTube.
No, it's not on YouTube and it's not on the podcast.
I was literally listening on Spotify on the way here.
It's not on iTunes.
Well, that's why I use Spotify.
I'll go to Spotify right now.
I was literally listening to it on the way to your house.
You know what is on Spotify?
Failure to stop. I knew he was going to fucking say a shameless fucking plug. So is Tailgate Legends, you fucking dick licker. Anyway, Jared Taylor, one of the OG original Drinking Bros founders, Black Rifle Coffee, we all know who he is at this point, right? Talks about ibogaine, which is something I've never heard before, that he had to go to Mexico to try, however you'd want to use it, whatever you want to call it. And it seemed like quite the fucking trip. And I was fascinated by sort of the stories he was telling. One of them that really stuck out to me was he said that, and I think this was either while he was in the ibogaine trial or the 5-MeO, which is a form of DMT, I guess. 5-MeO, I don't know what the fuck.
Dude, it's not on here.
It's all it's fucking there. I was just
what's it called?
Ever thought of trying DMT or something like that? It's from a little while back. You got to scroll a little bit.
It's from a while back. Why did they just publish it?
It's from like a week ago, Tansey. Get with it.
I'm all the way back to July 13th. It's still not there.
I'll send it to you later.
No, you won't. It's not on here. They've taken it down, and we should talk about that.
Okay, but it's not, dude. Look, it's literally right here. Thinking about it's 868.
That's because you must have downloaded it.
Yeah, like I do with all Drinking
Bros. Yeah, but if you didn't
podcasts.
download it, it's gone.
Well, I have it.
858 or 868?
858.
58?
Yes.
Nope. 858 is Talking Stonks with Alpha Investor.
868. I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right. 868 on here is it's gone.
All right. Well, how about we discuss that after the fucking show? My point is that he was on a full on
thinking about trying DMT. I found it.
Oh my gosh.
There it is. They're out of order on Spotify. They're out of order. So
if you could see the frustration on my face on YouTube, hammer the like button. Anyway, he was on a full on journey, and he said that he basically reached the other side.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna fucking beat his ass. Beat his fucking ass.
We're gonna be using that as a sample once you send me that.
Yeah, that's a drop. Save that sound, and that's a fucking drop now. Same with let your kids touch you, like you said earlier. Anyway,
Daddy.
And he met up.
Mommy.
He met up with two of his buddies who were dead. Two of his dead friends he saw.
Fuck.
And he said in it that they looked at him like concerned, like, what the fuck are you doing here, man? You're not supposed to be here yet. And Dan, who...
See, I don't want to fuck with that dude.
I do. See, Dan...
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah,
like,
man.
when you got, like, dead dudes in the afterlife that are like, yo, you ain't supposed to be here. Like, you don't think that's a fucking hint that's like, yeah, you're not supposed to... Yeah, like, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. How do I get out? How do I go back?
Well, they were concerned when they saw him at first. And then he said that they were talking to each other, but he couldn't really understand it.
Yeah, because they were like, look at this asshole.
Yeah, but then they looked at him and they kind of smiled and were like, oh, it's all good, man. Well, what's up?
Dude, they were talking dead.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's incredible, right? I mean, that shit gets me all fired up. That makes me...
Talking in tongues shit.
E4 Gork. I don't know who spoke in tongue. That's a different story. Anyway, that shit...
Could he understand what they were saying?
No.
Can you grab me another beer?
He almost couldn't even understand what they looked like. And Dan...
Hey, don't worry, producer Noel. It's my house. Go ahead and you can look in my refrigerator, use my TV, use my microwave, fuck my old lady, whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want. Eat my mushrooms.
I can't wait for you to try to talk and tell a story, and I'm just going to interrupt you every
I'm sorry, but like I got fucking people
word.
like going in my cabinets and my kitchens. He's giving me a warm beer. You've already been in every other orifice of my house. You can't go in the refrigerator and get me a cold one? Christ. Right there at the bottom. Nope. To the right.
The green ones.
There you go. Yo, yeah,
the ones
Daddy.
I went to Food Line and bought.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, I'm fascinated by this. I would love to dabble and slowly work my way to get to maybe not as far as Dan is nowadays with his drug use.
Can we go back and you tell me about the dead people? What did they say to them? What did they do to them?
They molested them.
I don't believe that.
No, I'm just kidding. Well,
that's episode 868 on Drinking Bros.
Drinking Bros.
On Drinking Brothers.
Definitely go check that out if you haven't already. And it is on Spotify because... Thanks. It is on Spotify because we just double checked to make sure. I'm good. You can have that one. But it reminded me because very recently to me listening to that episode, I was listening to Ari Shaffir with Rogan. And he had this sort of, it wasn't ayahuasca or it was, and he went to South America, did the whole shaman thing. And he talked about a very similar story where the shaman told him that the flame, the fire that he was looking at was his ancestors. And he's like, what? What does that even mean? And then he starts getting into the trip and all of a sudden he's like trying to channel his dead grandparents into this flame and nothing's happening. but then Mitzi Shore shows up. And if you listen to Rogan enough like I do, you know that Rogan gets very emotional when he talks about Mitzi Shore. She like pretty much helped the whole Comedy Store and everything, and helped a lot of comedians, and it's Pauly Shore's mom.
Right.
And apparently she was a very interesting character. I didn't know much about her. Yeah,
she owned it.
And she was very influential to people like Rogan and Ari Shaffir, and she showed up.
They all hated her, by the way.
You think so? Well, I heard she was an interesting character.
She like intimidated the shit out of all of them, and nobody really liked her. She was just, she was like the keeper of the house. So it's just you got to get along with her, or else you're not coming in.
Yeah. I mean, Rogan gets choked up every time he talks about her. I mean, he gets super emotional about it, but I don't know. Maybe he has some love for her. Maybe it's like a thing, like
she was probably nice to him while she was being a dick to everybody else.
Probably, right? But either way, apparently she showed up. And Ari Shaffir is like, whoa. And she's like, what do you want? And he's like, I know this sounds hokey and crazy and weird. He's like, but man, I was talking to her. And it makes you wonder, I mean, like, what happens after you die? None of us know. None of us do it and then come back and get to share it. But it really makes you think that there's probably a very thin line between life and death in this universe that we want to sit around in. And that's why it's fine. It's not for everyone. I'm not saying, dude, why won't you do some fucking mushrooms, man? But I'm fucking fascinated by it. I want to go. I don't know about the Ibogaine thing. It seems a little extreme for me. But I want to.
So like, how do you even find this Ibogaine stuff? Like, is it a
it's illegal? It's illegal in the United States. He had to go to Mexico, and he was like strapped into like a chair. And,
I'd lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. I mean, you have to be in the right state of mind. But he's like stopped drinking really, and he's like got a whole different outlook on life. He said that he saw like his whole daughter's life, and now they have like this tighter bond, and he's able to sort of communicate with her better and understand her better, and he has a completely different outlook on life. And to me, I mean, as a musician, I would love to just eat some mushrooms and start playing the guitar. And he did, and Jared, who does play guitar, mentioned how now he's learning piano at like twice the speed. That he feels like he's able to, and it's sort of like when you have a hard drive on an old computer, you got a bunch of shit, this trash, that the way Dan and him talked about it was it's like wiping out all the extra bullshit. And it's cleaning up the space, and now it's like, oh wow, my computer's working so much faster and better now. So why wouldn't someone want to sort of reset themselves a little bit and see what the untapped potential that you have can lead to? And that's kind of how I feel about it. I would love to see, like, from a musician standpoint, like, what can I do with my guitar after that? Like, am I able to sort of channel something else that I wasn't able to do? And just the idea, and it's not like, as a kid, I had a couple mushrooms back in the day, but it was like, let's get, fucked up and see what happens, man. And it wasn't like, I wasn't at the point in my life where I'm like, let me actually think about it and take in. I just want to get fucked up with my friends. Now I would really enjoy it in a different way of like, I'm not going to say one time eating mushrooms. Now I'm fully enlightened over here, but I mean,
this is not the greatest song in the world. It is only a tribute.
Where did that come from?
You've got to believe me, because you're going to write the greatest song in the world.
Oh, and then forget it, and then just write the tribute to it like Jack Black and Kyle Gass did. Do you know who plays? Do you know who plays the devil in that music video?
I've heard this, but I
Dave
forgot.
Grohl.
Yes.
Dave Grohl's a legend. I'm sure Dave Grohl has done some mushrooms, and I'm sure Jack Black has too.
But has he done the
Ibogaine? I'm not sure. But as someone,
Ibogaine shit sounds like it's fucking
a little too intense for me. But we talked about prescription drugs with Simone Biles, right? And you reference Big Pharma loving to shove shit down our throats. And I know that in places like Oregon, right, and I think maybe Washington too, I'm not sure, and that definitely Colorado has started to implement like, psilocybin, we can let that fly. Like, we're going to legalize this a little bit for recreational use, for, medical use. And I just wonder, I'm sure Big Pharma is fighting against it, just like, the tobacco company probably fought against vape companies and this and that. But I mean, you don't have to be fully transparent here, but,
why wouldn't I? Fucking.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you suffer from, real true PTSD from, your experiences, but I know there's plenty of, ex-military that do that. And a lot of them really struggle with it to the point where suicide rates amongst military veterans is way higher than, the civilians out there, right? So instead of getting these guys hooked on prescription pills, and you could say it's the same with guys in the NFL who have CTE, and wrestlers too that have CTE, there's a lot of suicide. There's more suicides within those sports, those high contact sports, than there is, with baseball or anything else. So why? Does it have to do with the fact that when these guys get hurt, they give them Vicodin and they give them prescription pills, and that leads to worse shit than what if they just smoked some pot? Does. What if they just had some psilocybin? What if they just microdosed?
I get it, but now you're fucking with Big Pharma,
Yeah. But I just wonder, the world might change a little bit here when it comes to this type of stuff. And I don't know if this is a left-leaning thought process or what nowadays, but I totally agree with it. Just legalize all this shit. Just legalize all of it.
I'm really getting used to not saying left and right because I just don't believe in left and right anymore.
It's all skewed nowadays anyway.
I kind of feel like they're all the same thing.
Pretty much.
They're just trying to figure out who's going to win their votes and who's not. So when you say the left does this or the right does this, it's not really the same thing. It's just rich people trying to stay rich.
Yeah, maintain the money that they have.
These big corporations, they're all intertwined. And the writing's on the wall, man. We've got to stop treating this like it's a football team, like we talked about earlier.
Tribalism.
These guys are all pieces of shit. They're all just rich people trying to stay rich, and they're treating us like peasants, and that's just what they do. Not me, because I'm one of the rich ones now.
Oh, you rich?
No, I'm just kidding.
But what do you think about this whole thing? As someone who really hasn't dabbled in the psychedelic game.
You know what? I'm for it. I have no problem with experimental drugs. Look, my parents, when I was growing up, they did not, well, I don't know if they didn't believe in prescription drugs. It's just we couldn't afford them. And we lived so far from the doctor that is you didn't go to the doctor unless you were...
Tylenol's the devil.
Then you were fucked up. That's when you went to the doctor. So we didn't do prescription pills growing up. We didn't do antibiotics. We rarely did sunscreen. It's you put sunscreen on at the beginning of the summer and then you got a good tan going and then you didn't wear it anymore, which is what we do with our kids now. Unfortunately, one of my best friends and her mother, we called the sunscreen Nazi because every time we went to the pool that we always went to, she forced us to wear sunscreen. And my mom would be like, well, she's going to be there. So you're going to put on sunscreen, and then, her daughter was my best friend. And, unfortunately, she died of melanoma at, the age of 36.
Jesus.
And I've always thought in my brain that the antibiotics, they kill your immune system, right? And I've always thought that putting this slimy, oily shit, same with bug repellent. I don't put bug repellent on my skin. I didn't do it when I was a kid either. How can those things not cause cancer?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting. What makes the bugs go away?
I've always been anti. No, I'm not anti, right? So I try to be very reasonable. I'm not saying don't put sunscreen on your kids. I do put sunscreen on my kids. I just do it within reason. It's not, we're going to the pool, you have to put sunscreen on. We went to the pool for 4 hours yesterday and nobody put sunscreen on. I didn't.
What a life.
Because none of us have sunburns. So,
yeah, well, if you're as pasty as me, sometimes you might.
I'm just not putting all this stuff. Your skin's the biggest organ in your body.
I have had melanoma too as a kid, and I had it removed.
Yeah.
So I don't know how significant it was back then. It was just a little kid.
And I think this is like melanoma since 2002 to 2020 is up 250%.
But we're all vitamin D deficient, which is very interesting.
So, but my point being is that my parents never. Put a lot of thought. My kids don't go to the doctors. My dogs don't go to the vet. We take care of things.
I've been to the doctors a decade.
I haven't been in forever. We try to take care of things in house, but it's crazy because I didn't even drink coffee. My parents didn't drink coffee. I didn't do any of these things because I thought that I'd become dependent on them. So I never got I never smoked, never did tobacco, never did weed, never did ibuprofen.
Did weed?
Never did any of the things, and still to this day, I drink coffee, but if my wife doesn't have coffee,
Black Rifle coffee,
it's game the fuck over.
Yeah,
but I'm not like that. If I don't have coffee, whatever, I'm fine.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. Once other sort of,
the only thing I'm addicted to is porn.
Once other,
oh yeah.
Once other sort of,
oh daddy,
man-made chemicals get brought into it.
Mommy, why do I keep saying daddy?
Because you're. Never mind. You're a Matt Damon word. Just kidding. Noel's getting loopy with his soundboard over there. He loves it. But my point is mushrooms. I mean, we live in a pretty magical planet. I would like to say Earth it's got a soul to it. And anything that's of the earth, of nature, I'm going to go on the side of that than anything that's man-made. Because man has created a lot of evil.
I mean, look at the COVID thing. Like, not one of these fucking people are trying to tell you about your health. No. Like, to tell you to stop eating McDonald's. The fact that you can go get a free COVID shot and get McDonald's baffles the fuck out of me. Or get Krispy Kreme donuts. Like, I'm pretty sure like that's part of the problem.
I know.
Like, nobody wants to
wild.
talk.
It's fucking wild.
But the thing is like, why don't we want to even talk about it? Like, why don't we even want to say,
but it's
hey,
the same
guys,
reason.
Get in shape.
It's like, the same reason you talked about politicians. They don't care. It makes them more money because they have lobbyists, or they have, their hand in the pocket of Big Pharma, or even something like a corporation like McDonald's or Krispy Kreme, where it's like, oh, they're going to give me money if I go out there and the mayor of New York, de Blasio, fucking moron, saying, go get a shot. You'll get a free cheeseburger and fries if you go get a shot.
And it was actually just a cheeseburger.
No fries?
No, it was no fries.
Fucking loser. Every politician in New York sucks because Cuomo just got bopped.
Yeah, he did.
Sexual harassment.
So it was funny. Somebody posted a tweet that he'd put out in 2013, which I didn't even know the tweetsies were out that long ago.
Oh, yeah.
But he put it out that said, like, anybody suspected of sexual harassment should be investigated to the, and I think this was all going back to
Glass House, meet the stone,
Me Too type thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, anybody found guilty, we should make an example of them. And so somebody just posted that tweet from 2013. Like, if that's true or not that he tweeted that. I mean, I guess we could.
The irony. Wait, you're telling me that politicians don't practice what they preach?
But I remember the hashtag Me Too movement and thinking, like, why is that a movement? We say on Drinking Bros, we've been anti-rape since before it was cool to be anti-rape. So
we are definitely an anti-rape show.
I don't need to put like an anti-rape flag in my window.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll have that. Rape has no home here.
Yeah, like, hey, stop rape hate. I don't know. Like,
stop raping.
I don't need to like black out my social media to let you know that I'm not fucking against rape. And it was like, that's what, we were going to this church. Fuck it, I'll say the name of the church. Then those fucking people listen to the show anyway. But we were going to this church called Amelia Christian Church. It was fine. It was great. And they got this new young youth pastor in, and it was their first time hiring a youth pastor. And I told my wife from the beginning, I knew this kid, like I could just feel it in my bones. And I said, I'll bet you within a year and a half, 2 years, that kid's the preacher of this church. Like, he just looks like the type that's just trying to like, and then all of a sudden the gossip started. Oh, well, Pastor so-and-so is doing this, or, Pastor so-and-so he needs time with his family because he's traveling too much. And like all these things, I was like, yeah, it's coming, honey. I was like, it's coming. And this youth pastor kid takes over the church, and then literally the church had no issues. It was fine. It was perfectly diverse for the area that it was in. The messages were great. And then the Black Lives Matter thing come out, and they put out this ginormous email about how they're going to do more and how they have to do this and they have to do that. And I'm thinking in my brain, like, well, I'm not going to go back to church, and it's not because of any of the Black Lives Matter, but you're a fucking church. You should be doing that shit from the start. You were the last motherfuckers that need to be sending out a mass email saying you're going to do the right thing. Like, you're a church. It should just be expected. Shut the fuck up and just do the right thing. It is. It's exactly what it's clout. It's, look at us, guys. We support them too. Come to our church. Look at us. It's like the churches that hang up the gay flag. Why the fuck do you need to put up a gay flag, motherfucker? Like, you obviously should be accepting of everyone. You're the fucking church. You shouldn't have to tell people or prove to people that you're that way.
Well, I have a funny story about that. So,
oh God, there's my soapbox.
Well, many churches say we don't want you if you're gay. So that
sure.
is,
yeah.
So
well, that's
all that one.
To my story, right?
Like,
so
you're welcome if you're gay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure I can't speak for Jesus.
The biggest one in the world, called the Catholic Church. And they have a problem with it.
Yeah. Well, the Catholic Church can get fucked, but.
Or they prefer to fuck you.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm a little too old for them.
So what was it? The Catholic priest that just got outed for being on Grindr.
But hold on.
But here's the thing about that whole thing with the Grindr thing is they were able to tap into his account and follow him to every place that he had been to indicate that he was on Grindr. So somebody high up in the church, and I've always said the church is like the political fucking stomping grounds.
Yeah, and they don't
because
pay taxes.
Every fucking loser that wants to be a politician starts in church, right? Like they go to church and then they try to be a deacon, then they try to be a fucking usher, and they try to be
the whole new right is that's all started off of the evangelical.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the only reason George Bush ever got elected is because the evangelical church. Period.
Yep. Well, yeah, and he's rich as fuck, and his dad was rich as fuck.
Still, that's the whole way.
And that's pandering too. Just like the left says we care more about minorities than you and gay people than you. The right's like, well, we care more about freedom of religion and Jesus than you. And it's like, all right, well, you both fucking suck. But I just wanted to tell my quick story about the churches with the gay pride flag. So I was working at a paint store. Didn't get fired from that one.
Fuck somebody in the paint store too?
No. A lot of grumpy old white men would come into this place.
Cue Saturday Night Fever right now.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so there were these two old, southern white guys talking about, different places they'd want to live. And one of them brings up San Francisco. And, San Francisco is beautiful, but them too many gays in San Francisco. So I'm like, all right, I got to chime in. I was like, well, where I come from, Massachusetts, they have gay pride flags on the churches. And they look at me like, what? And one of the guys looks at me and goes, no, they don't. And I'm like, yeah, they do, man. No, they don't. I'm like, bro, how are you going to tell me I fucking used to live there? I mean, but Jesus loved everyone equally, right? And he goes, Jesus does. God don't. And I was like, yep, I don't need to talk to you anymore. I've gotten everything I need to know about you from that right there.
I don't know, man. It's to me, it's all pandering. It's like
it's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
It's like a fucking mini mart that puts a big gay flag out. Like you're just trying to get you just want
only
fucking gay people to come buy from you. Like name one business that doesn't support gay people on fucking Main Street. Like there's not. Like nobody gives a fuck if you want to fuck dudes, fuck chicks. You black, you're white, you're Asian. Like nobody gives two shits.
They just want your money. That's really any good business doesn't care. They just want your fucking money. I mean, that's how you succeed in business, right?
Well, business, for me, at least my business, we don't have a soul. So like we don't back anybody or anything.
Well, I think that's what's so baffling about when it actually really does happen. Like that one, and who knows, it might have been the one pickup story of the week. We're talking 8 years ago when that one little tiny cake
and
place
I've got no problem with that either.
Gay wedding.
Well, that's fine. And that's a fun. Go to a different cake bakery.
I'm sure the guys who found out, they were probably like, I'm so glad you were up front with us and told us you didn't want to make your fucking cake because who would have known what you put in it if you didn't know.
I mean, I don't think those guys would have. I mean, it's just like I think that on moral principle,
make you a gay cake.
Their moral principles, it's like Amish people. Like they get to have their own, like they get to do all their weird Amish shit, and nobody's, nobody fucking shits on them. Mormons, they get to do their Mormon shit. Muslims get to do their Muslim shit. Yeah. Like, why can't this dude do whatever? I don't even know what religion he was, but it doesn't matter if that's his religious principle. Fuck him. It's not like we're making. You don't make a fucking Muslim dude eat pork. Right, like that would be dumb. Like, so to make whatever, I'm gonna guess this guy's a staunch Baptist. You're not gonna make, we wouldn't make a Muslim
Colorado. And I'm saying, I agree with you. It's just like, fuck it. You're a good businessman. You're like, I don't care what you think or what you do. I just want you to buy my rum.
Yeah. My problem with that whole story,
and I love everybody equally. I'm not saying that I agree.
I hate everyone equally.
I'll go on I'll go on the record and say, like, I don't agree with a lot of things. But it doesn't mean that I don't love you as a human being. I'm not going to be gay. I'm not going to preach gayness to my children. I'm not going to, if my kids are gay though, I'm still going to love them. Like, you know what I mean? I don't have to agree with it, but I still have to love them as a person and as a human. We're all going to do things. Look, I don't smoke. I don't believe in smoking. I think smoking is terrible. Do I hate smokers? No, I don't. I don't agree. I'm not going to teach my kids to smoke. I'm not going to, whatever.
Yeah, my problem with the cake
if my kids
story,
smoke,
though,
I'll still love them.
Is what happened after is like outing them instead of like you were saying, no, like, oh, you don't want to make us a cake because we're gay. All right, we'll move on. We'll find a new. We don't want your fucking business anyway, and that should have been it. But instead, it was no. We need to completely cancel this guy and let this guy lose his business and everything. Just because he just thinks differently than you. That's not open-mindedness. The open-mindedness would be like, oh, you think differently than me. You have a different perspective than me. I don't agree, but so what? This is the greatest country in the world.
We don't have to serve you because you're not wearing a mask, but he has to serve you.
To me, it's the same way it was handled when you were on the family trip and you said faggot.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you guys could have bonded over that instead of turning it into a whole fucking shit show. You could have just been like, dude, this is the way I use the word. Do not. Why do you even take it as an insult? Maybe you do, but I think you're kind of missing the point here.
Fake outrage.
And we should be spending more time getting to know each other and finding common bonds rather than you freaking out for 48 hours because I used said the word faggot
to my
What a
brother-in-law.
waste of time.
And that's what I call
when
my
you
brother-in-law.
gave him a huge hug and squeezed his ass. They should have found that cute.
Right. So like that whole story goes, my brother-in-law walked into the door. It was July 4th. All the family was there, and his wife brought her 2 gay friends. And nobody cares, like, right? Like, nobody gave 2 shits about your 2 gay friends. Like, everybody's welcome at Gramir's house. It's a safe tree. It's a safe haven. And my brother-in-law walks by and gives everybody a hug but me, right? And we're really close, my brother-in-law and I. And I was like, oh, so you just going to ignore me over there, faggot, or what? Like, you're just going to be a faggot and ignore me? And I was like, get over here. I hug him. I squeeze his ass. And I'm like, don't you ever, ever walk away from me without hugging me. Well, I didn't realize that my sister-in-law's 2 friends were both gay.
Pure man love. Pure man
love. And and the rest of the story goes is that the one guy came out on the porch and he was like, hey man, I heard you use the word faggot in there. And I was like, yes, I refer to my brother-in-law, Sebastian. Oh shit, I shouldn't out his name.
We call him Seabass.
Seabass.
Kick his ass, Seabass.
Whenever he's acting like that, that's what I call him, you know? But you know, definitely don't mean it in a gay way. And he's like, well, I want you to apologize to me for it. And I was like, well, if I called you that,
get down and suck my dick.
I was like, I would definitely apologize to you, but I'm not going to because
I'm not sorry.
Because I'm not sorry that I used it. Now, look, I love you as a just as much as he was. And look, if you're in my world, if Tansey loves you, then he's calling you fucking over the top all day, like ridiculous stuff. Like, I make fun of you for not having a fucking dad. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that's any less offensive.
It's the most
than anything else. But like,
thing
that is how I show you that's my love language, is shitting on you.
My love language.
Like, if I treat you with respect and I don't curse at you and I don't say shitty things, like, then I'm probably not that great of friends with you. And that's okay. Like, I don't have to be friends with everybody. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. But it was really funny because he got really upset and he gave me this dissertation on the word and the use and how I shouldn't use it. And I said, that's fine. I will out of respect, I will never use it when you're around ever again. And he was like, no, that's not good enough. You have to swear to me and promise you'll never use the word again. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to promise you that. It's not going to happen. And so then he storms off and goes inside, and it is what it is. So then his husband comes over to me and he was like, what's wrong with so-and-so? And I was like, well, he's really upset because I called my brother-in-law a faggot. And he goes, what? Really? And he goes, oh my God, he needs to stop being such a faggot.
That's great. That's great.
And I was like, my man, and it's all in comedy. Like, I would never be mean to somebody. I would never. And I think context matters. And we as a civil society need to learn that discourse is important. Context is important. Perception's not reality. And we can't just take things on the surface and cancel people for it. I mean, the fact that you would even talk, I don't think that they're going to cancel Matt Damon. I don't even know what canceling means. You can't cancel somebody who doesn't give a fuck about being canceled. Like, I don't give 2 shits about that. But fucking cancel me from what? Like,
can't cancel the uncancelable.
Like, I have nothing. There's nothing for you to take from me. So do your best. But the fact that he came forward and said that he had an epiphany, and it's important to his daughter, and that's important to him. That's great. That's great news.
Sure.
I don't know why you should be like, oh, you used it in the past.
Sure. I think it's fake anyway. I think he's blowing smoke up everyone's ass, just trying to show everyone that he's, new and improved.
Well, it's kind of like John Cena and The Rock and all these stars. They start to die off. They start to fade away, and they got to do something that puts them back in the spotlight.
Well, The Rock will never seem to die or fade away because he just keeps pumping out shitty movies. I don't dislike The Rock, but I feel like he's such a sellout. He used to be like sort of badass, right?
Yeah, The Rundown and Walking Tall.
And then now he's just doing all these shitty, stupid Disney movies and shit. Now, I get it. I would love to get offered a Disney movie and make millions of dollars too. But right? I mean, I don't blame him. I'll knock him for it.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
I just wish...
Yeah, you don't want to be associated with a Disney movie.
Well...
Cha-ching.
Well, let me just also
He's
say
got
that
3 movies out right now. Who cares if any of them are good?
they're not. That's what I'm saying. But I don't know. It's just like it's unfortunate. I'm not knocking him for it. It's unfortunate.
He was also in the Fast and the Furious, like 219.
Yeah,
and that was a fucking wash as well.
Flop too. They're all fucking.
We're talking about him. He ain't talking about us.
No, of course not. Of course not. But do you smell what The Rock is cooking? I don't know. He just used to be a badass, and now he's not. But Walt Disney was a Nazi, and nobody really wants to talk about that. But Dr. Seuss actually wasn't a Nazi and actually was pretty much pro-freedom and civil rights, but he's canceled. So it kind of makes you think, especially when Disney is super woke nowadays, but literally, Walt Disney was a legit Nazi. Like, he was a Nazi sympathizer.
So was Bush's grandfather.
Yeah. So why are these people... And now Bush is, like, seen as, like, this cute, fun, flirty little guy, right?
They were like
painting
complete
pictures,
fascists.
painting pictures and hanging with Ellen DeGeneres, when not that long ago, everyone was calling him, you know, oh, Bush did 9/11, but now it's all fun and flirty and this and that.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it's some
going into Iraq for the oil and the whole 9 yards, and now all of a sudden...
And him and Clinton and Obama now are all buddies now? What the fuck is this shit?
Because they're all the same, dude.
Political theater.
They're all the same.
They pretty much all were. I mean, Slick Willie was actually pretty good with the economy, and he was also pretty good with the ladies, too.
A little cigar in the old pussy. Little...
I wonder,
what, though? We don't kink shame.
I wonder, you know...
I've never thought of that, though. I've never once put a cigar in my... I smoke a cigar probably 2 or 3 times a week. But I've never thought, man, you know what would make this cigar really good?
But if she asked...
If I dipped it in some pussy.
But if she asked, would you do it?
No.
Really?
I mean, if my wife was like, put this cigar in my pussy? I mean, I guess I would say, sure, but how far? Like,
but what if she starts,
think,
like, puffing it? And it, like, blowing smoke rings? I'm sorry, Ashley. But that would be fucking hilarious.
If my wife was doing that, I would watch.
Right? And just, like, blowing the smoke rings and trying to, like, eat them. It's like hookah smoking caterpillars, like pussy smoking caterpillar.
I just don't, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, you're in the Oval
that's
Office.
That's a weird kink. We don't kink shame, but that's
we
a
don't,
weird
but
kink.
like, you're in the Oval Office, right? Like, you're the leader of the free world. You're the leader of the greatest country in the world. So that makes you leader of the free world. You've got oh, Jesus, how old was he? 60s?
No, he was pretty young back then, I thought, right? I thought he was like
And I'm old enough to recall this all coming up. And, you know, I remember the details of the one girl saying, you know, she had the dress, you know, she stored the dress that had the cum stains on it.
Yeah, that's right.
And then, but as I recall, there's a side closet from like the secretary's office to the Oval.
Right.
So it was never like, it was never in the Oval Office.
It was the oral office.
It was like there was
like in the closet,
like a little like walkway.
Sure, but either way,
so
like,
no. But I'm just saying,
like you've got this 20-year-old unpaid
the
intern.
visual of the cigar
Yes.
and the desk. You know, it's,
Well, where does he put the cigar in her at?
Well,
in this closet?
well,
Oh, come on.
No, in her pussy.
I know that, but like, they didn't go to the closet.
I gotta be honest with
they
you.
must have been sitting on a couch or something.
I don't have a problem with that happening at all. I have a bigger problem with back then the Republicans going so hard at him for impeachment. Who fucking cares? What a waste of time and money.
Sure, but they did the same thing to Trump.
Exactly.
This is the dumbest thing ever, too.
Of course.
But here's
Of
the other
course.
thing is, too, is it's like, honestly,
it was Ken Starr, and it's just because she's an employee. You know, it's like really the dawn of the Me Too. Like she wasn't even working.
She was an unpaid intern.
She was exactly.
It was-
That's what I'm
she
saying.
was
and you're the leader of the
consented.
free world.
Fucked
That's
up.
you're
It's
taking
fucked
advantage
up.
of. You're taking advantage of someone.
Was he though? What if she was
Listen,
in, like
let me
so
tell you
in
this.
for
Let me
it?
tell you this. Like, from a professional standpoint, like, I might talk a lot of shit on this show and everything, but I do consider myself to be professional. I don't sexually harass my employees.
So you wouldn't
I
have
don't-
sex in the workplace, is what
I
you're
don't.
saying.
I don't have sex. I'm a professional, man. Like, when we go to Austin, do I go out and fucking party and rage? Like, I mean, there was a dude that offered us cocaine while we were there, and I was like, no, we have to be in bed by 10:30. I mean, I run a tight ship. There's a thing called professionalism. You're supposed to be professional all the time. There's a reason why nobody in the town that I work in has ever really seen me fucked up drunk. I did get really drunk one time in the town, and that was about 10 years ago. Maybe less than that, maybe about 8 years ago. And that was before I owned my own business. But never once since I've owned my own business in the town have I gotten super fucked up or anything. And there's a sense of professionalism that you need and discipline that you need to be a successful entrepreneur and a good human being.
I get that.
And I think that when you are at that level, then you should be, we talk about cops should be held to a higher standard. And we say that teachers should be held to a higher standard. Well, they're not making near as much as a president's making. Let's talk about president's salary, but we're not. Like, these motherfuckers are making like fucking millions.
But even if I understand the professionalism in the workplace, you're the president.
You shouldn't be thinking. You should, like, if you're in the Oval Office, you should not even be thinking about putting a cigar in a chick's pussy.
I disagree, because I think that if you're making huge world-changing decisions, come first and then make those decisions. Because I don't know about you guys,
a 28-year-old boy who gets super fucked up and throws planters out into the fucking road.
I didn't throw it.
You also cuck women in front of a whole bunch of other dudes, and you have sucked your dick in like 18 other people in the last 3 fucking weeks. So
you're just outing me right here, right now.
Just saying, all I'm saying is that that's not how the world works. You don't have to come first.
I'm not.
It's interesting when we go back to, we talked about Saudi Arabia earlier in the show. I mean, what's the first thing they did when Bezos got down there? They hacked his phone and they got those pictures out.
Oh, is that how it went down?
Which pictures?
Of him cheating on his wife, right? Yeah.
They hacked his phone.
Who hacked his phone?
Saudi Arabia.
That Saudi prince that keeps emailing me. I'm not going to send you money.
Or suck your dick.
But it is, these guys and their dicks is the ultimate weapon on how to crush them.
Sure,
and that is now.
Well, that's how they took down General Petraeus.
That is how wars are settled now.
I get that.
Find guys' porn and expose it.
Yes. Well, see, but that's a little different than what I'm saying. I'm saying that as men who are built up with testosterone and all this shit, right? I mean, again.
Oh, by the way, I was exaggerating. I don't really believe that you fucked 18 women in 3 weeks. Like, I was just.
That's completely impossible. I don't think anyone did believe you.
I mean, that's not even like Noel's numbers over there. That's not even Noel numbers.
Anyway, to my point, what I was beginning to say is, maybe you weren't as promiscuous as me back in your day or even now, but there's a lot.
I live vicariously through you.
Right? And I'm sure a lot of men out there who are listening can.
Am I a cuckold if I jerk off to your sexual exploitations? Your sexual
only if
adventures?
Never mind. Shut the fuck up for a second, you fucking dingleberry. No, because I'm sure a lot of the men out there, the drinking bros out there, would agree with me, where maybe you're talking to this girl, you're thinking about it, being a little scandalous, meeting up. It's like, why don't you go crank one out real quick? And then all of a sudden you're like, I don't have any value with this girl. I literally just wanted to fuck. And now you come to your senses and you're like, you know what? I can think a little bit clearer now.
Okay.
You don't think more clear when you're
sure, but like I don't need to go in the Oval Office while I'm at work and stick a cigar in a 20-year-old's pussy.
Even if she's a consenting adult and she's in on it?
You're at fucking work. You got work to do. Separate your work from your personal desires.
I am pro sex in the workplace. You've heard it here first.
Well, because you got fired from having sex in the workplace.
I was working at a fucking stupid gym. Who cares? I wasn't the president. My point is, I don't know.
Okay, so now you're not the president when you get fired. So you're agreeing that if you are the president, you shouldn't be fucking in the.
I was the president of that tanning booth. I'll tell you.
I don't know. I want a sense of professionalism. I don't care what you do outside of the Oval Office or what you did before. Like if you fuck 10 porn stars, whatever. But once you're there and you're in workspace, I expect you to be a professional. I don't want you to be drunk Nancy Pelosi staggering around the fucking office with her Botox bullshit. I don't want you to be Barbara Bush where you're just fake as fuck all the time.
Well, know who was the fakest was FDR's wife. She was a lesbian. Did you know that?
I mean, sure. Listen, I think all of these people are fucking nuts. And also the first coup, the first insurrection that ever happened was during FDR's time.
Wheelchair. Listen, we like guys in wheelchairs,
which is actually if you look at what's going on right now with Biden versus what happened with FDR, it's almost like fucking history repeating itself, because the whole thing was based on FDR not being fit to be in office, and then they were trying to form a new assistant president.
Reagan wasn't fit his last term in office either. He was like big time dementia. He was being held up like Biden is now.
Yeah.
Reagan at the end was probably worse than Biden is right now. It's pretty fucking close, though, I got to say. But this is only Biden's, first year? Hasn't even been a year yet.
Been a year.
No way he's going to make it through. But do you know what might help Biden make it through?
What?
Is if he drank some Killcliff Flamin' Joe.
Flamin' Joe. Flamin' Joe.
Now, I don't know if Biden truly does support the troops. He's a little wishy-washy. He loves sending them out to get killed. But as we now know, Killcliff was invented by a veteran, a Navy SEAL, the best type of veterans, ain't that right, Tansey? And we know about all the flavors. We know the Flaming Joe that I just referenced. I think that he would need a straight IV Biden into his veins of a ton of Flaming Joe to keep his head up and to make a coherent sentence nowadays. But that's a whole different story. You also have the Mango Tango, the Orange Kush, and my birthday boy, Tom Brady's favorite, the GOAT. Bah. Now, if you don't know already, I'll remind you. It's promo code Drinkin' Bros. You get 30% off all those drinks. Get a variety pack, get a shirt, take a picture in your shirt, on your ghost bed, drinking your Killcliff CBD, and like I said a couple episodes ago, Tansey will send you a dick pic. Confirmed. There's no sugar. There's 20 calories.
That's what I do in a professional work setting. Pictures of
maybe if there's a cigar involved. No sugar, 20 calories per can, B vitamins, electrolytes, and it's naturally flavored. Natural. All natural. You a big fakies guy or a little small natties guy?
Oh, I'm a natties all day.
All fucking day, right?
But I mean, I don't discriminate.
I want them to. No, well, I don't discriminate. Sure.
I'm not saying that I won't fucking
out of the 18 women that apparently I've slept with in the past couple weeks, they've all been natural. I like to see the motion in the ocean.
They've all been natural?
They've all been natural, baby.
It's because they've all been like naturally fat.
Except for that one guy. Now go to killcliff.com. Use promo code Drinkin' Bros. Get 30% off. KILLCLIFF. Promo code Drinkin' Bros.
Drinkin' Bros. Next up, Ghost Bed. We love Ghost Bed. They've been a loyal sponsor with Drinkin' Bros for the last 5 years, and we love them. Sleep so good.
That's my ghost impression.
Sleep so good, it's scary. Oh yeah, Daddy. They have super comfortable mattress that I just like to do it, and now I have a reason to do it. So.
There's never a reason to do that.
Super comfortable mattresses that last forever. Have a 20-year warranty on each mattress, made in the good old USA. You can easily try them out for 101 nights. If you're not satisfied, you can return them. Each Ghost Bed mattress has cooling technology in it so that you're not hot at night. Literally, the mattresses are awesome. That means you can stay hot.
Nope, stay cool.
No, stay hard.
Stay hard while staying cool.
Stay hard
you
while
switch
staying
it up sometimes, so you throw me off. I want to say it with you, but you go back and forth.
Right now, Ghost Bed is offering a flash sale, 40% off Ghost Bed bundles, where you get the mattress. I think this is the last show for this. We're switching it up. They're coming out with a new.
Oh, so then get on it. What are you waiting for?
This is it. So it's literally, you gotta go there for that 40% off because that's ridiculous.
Redonkulous.
That's redonkulous. 40% off Ghost Bed bundles. Do not get my fat belly on that screen. It's because I've been sleeping on a Ghost Bed too much. You get 40% off Ghost Bed bundles when you get a mattress and adjustable base, or 30% off everything if you use the code Drinkin' Bros.
Drinkin' Bros.
Ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. DRINKIN Bros. Adjustable base, best in its class, very low price. You save thousands compared to others. Adjustable base has 15 massage modes, zero gravity, and some other awesome features. You can buy a mattress for like $35 a month. They have 0 down, 0% finance plan. Go check out ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros.
Do it now.
They are anti-rape. They have been anti-rape from the beginning. So,
and they don't kink shame.
You can't get quomosexual on a Ghost Bed.
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. Not bad. Now, we are on Drinkin' Bros Sports, by the way. So we must talk about a little bit of sports, some hardcore sports. Yay, sports. We all know that that's Tansey and Mike's favorite. I want to talk about, I know you weren't paying attention because you're too busy paying attention to Noel giving you the flash.
Our producer's
sign.
like, you guys have gone so far, so long today.
Who gives a fuck?
Hour and 15.
Oh, shit, we're at an hour and 15 minutes.
Good, because I want a little baseball minute here because I know you weren't paying attention to Tansey Sports, but it was the it was the wildest trade deadline we've seen possibly ever. We saw huge names get like Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. The Dodgers are absolutely loaded. They are the defending champions, and they completely beyond rebuilt. I mean, reloaded. So, funny part about not kink shaming is the Dodgers have a pitcher. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, Trevor Bauer.
I don't care if you're pitching or catching.
Yeah, hoo-ha, hoo-ha. But he was pitching, but apparently pitching too hard. Now, we don't kink shame. However, Trevor Bauer was in a little hot water because he allegedly had consenting sex with a woman, but it got a little rough and she had marks. He claims that she was into it, and she like asked, like, hit me and do the whole thing, choke me, bite me, leave marks.
Then just say no.
But maybe he was into it too. You've never gotten a little bit rough.
I had a girl get rough with me one time, and I just told her to ease it up a little bit. I said, I think you're gonna break my penis if you do that.
Well, I think you're a pussy because sometimes, never mind.
But every girl that you're with, you're like, I threw her around. I was able to just throw her around. Like, yeah. I was like, don't you ever just woo them?
So anyway,
Sensually.
the Cubs unloaded. The Dodgers
Romantically kiss their necks, smell their hair a little bit.
just with Ashley. I had to. It's the only way to shut you the fuck up.
While I'm jerking off in the corner.
Get cocked. Anyway, Javi Baez, Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, the core of the Chicago Cubs, all gone. And then they go to their new teams, and the little spark plug is ignited, and they all hit ding-dongs. Now, the Yankees have also loaded up, too. They got Rizzo, who I mentioned.
Is that a
Joey
offensive
Gallo.
turn? Hitting
A ding-dong?
ding-dongs?
No, you hit my ding-dong all the time, baby.
I don't kink shame.
So do you think there's something to getting traded and having that sort of uplift you? Now, again, I know you're not a big sports guy, but say you got transferred to a new unit of military or police background. Do you think that could sort of rejuvenate you a little bit and add a little extra pep in your step?
Again, because if you're not surrounded by dudes that are like-minded with you or that you're not clicking with, like this, I think the minute they give me another host, the show is just going to be the next Joe Rogan show. It's just I'm missing that missing link. So right now I'm just biding my time, working with what I got. But yeah, I think you can absolutely be rejuvenated.
So anyway, you fucking asshole.
So happy to hear you actually just come to terms with reality here.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for like a real star.
I'm the fucking real star, bitch.
Real engineer, real co-host. I mean, you're on your way, buddy. We all knew it.
Bitch, there would be no failure to stop if it wasn't for me. So suck my fucking dick from the back, like I told you to last time.
So I'm
the one who has propelled your career.
You said that to me, and then I got a boner the other night, and I tried to tug it behind me, and my wife said, "What do you want me to do with that?" And I said,
Suck it
Boston
from the back,
Joe
bitch.
said that you could suck it from the back, and she goes, "It's just so veiny and purple when it's like that."
As opposed to when it's from the front and it's not veiny and purple.
Well, because when you tuck it up underneath your legs, I think there's like you cutting off a lot of blood flow there. So I don't know if you've tried that, but I'm not sure that it's healthy.
The most of the reason why I say it is because when it's getting sucked from the back like this, if you've
done it before?
See on YouTube and you can hammer the like button, the nose gets pressed up against your booty hole, and I like just a little bit. You know me, I don't like the finger.
You don't like the finger,
but I just
though.
want a little bit of pressure. So the little bit of nose, especially if you like my ex-girlfriend and I have a big pointy nose, you can really get that booty hole real nice like that.
Okay.
I just had to. I couldn't help myself there.
Don't worry about it. We're already fucking an hour and 20 minutes. If they've made it this far, I think they're on our team.
I don't think she listens anymore.
Well, this has been
sports.
Yay Sports. This has been another episode of Tailgate Legends Show. We went off the rails today.
That was Noel saying, all right, wrap
But we
it up,
love it.
motherfuckers.
Hopefully we'll be tailgating for some real sports.
It's purple dick music is what it was.
Purple dick
not
music.
game show music. They're interchangeable.
We don't have to wrap up. We can still talk about your purple penis.
It's only purple when I'm cutting all the blood flow off to it.
Well, LeBron's is purple all the time.
Is he the one that died in the plane crash?
I wish. No, that's Kobe Bryant, which, by the way, I don't know if you posted that video that we got lots of hits on, by the way, that everyone thought was funny, but whoever did it did hashtag rest in peace Kobe and spelled Kobe with a C. I don't know if that was on purpose to be funny, but that's not how you spell Kobe. Tell me that was you. Tell me that was you, you fucking dumbass. Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ.
And I will be eating Kobe beef till the day I die.
Let's do it, baby. Until next time, this is Boston Joe, Eric Tansey. We love you. We love everyone.
Everyone love everyone.
Everyone love everyone.
Last unit. Rob. Last unit. Last unit.